I mean, just interesting stuff happening here in this movie.
So what did Arnold do before this movie? Was he in anything?
I mean, he had like small roles, right? Like he wasn't really
Yeah.
doing much. I mean, he was like Mr. America, or not Mr. America.
Yeah.
But,
He was in the bodybuilding documentary,
I
Pumping Iron.
was about to just Google Austria. Now I'm Googling Conan. Okay, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Austria.
Have you heard the quote that he says in the body lifting documentary? I saw this last night, just unrelated
No.
entirely.
What is it?
He's like, I'm not gonna do an impression. You can hear like me like gear up in my throat. Every time he like lifts, every time he starts pumping, it's like he's coming. That was the quote.
It's
Like,
so
it's like
good.
I'm coming
He said
every
that.
time.
It's like
yeah.
I'm coming every time.
Yeah. But then it's like, well, okay, maybe he means like whatever. It's like a translation thing. Then he clarifies like
No,
like
it's
with
like
a woman,
ejaculating,
like
yeah.
with a woman.
Like with a woman.
Which
Honestly,
is-
that's how I feel about this podcast. It's like I'm
Yeah.
coming every time.
And you're coming to listen.
Oh yeah,
to
you've come at the right time.
Sorta Sorcery.
Another episode of Sorta
Might
Sorcery.
not come when you want, but we're on time.
We're always on time.
We're just two buddies discussing fantasy. Oh God, it's Sorta Sorcery.
This is the big one. This is the big fish.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
white whale of
It's
this
really
podcast.
all downhill from here. In fact,
Yeah, this in a better world,
Mm.
this was just the podcast. It was just talking about this one movie.
yeah.
And
In
it
many
wasn't-
ways,
yeah.
it is. That is exactly what it is.
Yeah, we've somehow talked about 19 other movies
Yeah.
that are not this
Sure.
movie.
Yeah.
Although, they all should have been the original Conan 1982.
Ugh.
Mm.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Hurts so good.
Oh, it hurts so good.
Yeah, we finally made our slow winding way back to celebrate the 20th birthday.
Yeah.
Podcast is
Of the
20
pod.
now, which
It's 20.
doesn't really mean much in America. I don't know if that's a significant age in other countries.
Yeah, what can you do at 20? You can't do it any other age before that. I mean, the whole you beat teen pregnancy.
Yeah.
This podcast
Yeah,
beat
it's
teen
true. We
pregnancy.
just beat teen pregnancy.
Yeah.
Just barely.
Just barely.
Just
right?
barely.
It was a buzzer beater.
Yeah.
It really was.
Well, this movie made me pregnant. It,
Pregnant with ideas
yes,
to
yes.
say to you.
full of musings.
Mm,
I'm about to
mm.
birth some musings right now.
And baby, it's a boy.
Oh yeah, and he's big.
And he's big.
He's a big boy. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Everyone knows him, loves him for this role.
We all voted for him.
We all voted for him, Governor of California.
Governor of California.
We have successfully California'd Texas this episode.
It's been in the works for a while, but we finally did it. He's now our governor. He's extended his web of influence.
He's in. Hey, he's King Conan, Governor Conan.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'd like to see that. Conan goes to L.A.
Yeah.
in the 90s, becomes governor
Becomes governor.
instead of king.
Yeah. Renames like the stretch of like the Western United States, like Aquilonia, because that's his kingdom.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be
cool.
sick as hell. Only a matter of time. We could write that. Any of us could write that, really.
Yeah.
After watching 20 Sword and Sorcery films, you, listener, can now write that movie.
That's true. That's true.
You know everything you need to know.
In your like whatever CV when you're applying for writing jobs, just say
Yeah.
you listened to Sorta Sorcery.
Long-time listener.
First time writer. Of
Yeah,
movies.
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Did we get a bingo is really the question. Did we get a bingo
Oh,
for
let me
this
see.
movie?
Let me check.
Well, while you muse on that,
Yeah.
I'll just let everybody know it's gonna be a plot summary for the ages. This movie is kind of similar to Hawk the Slayer, which we covered last week, in
Sure.
few ways. In some ways, but few ways.
Uh-huh.
A lot of things are happening in this movie. It's going quick. It's going fast. It's furious. There are time skips galore. There are location skips, even more
Yeah.
of them.
Good. Nice.
Stuck the rhyme in there.
Stuck the rhyme in there.
But we open as only this movie could have ever opened. There's a text scrawl.
Yeah.
There's some exposition happening, stuff about Aquilonia, whatever age of high adventure,
Atlantis.
Days of High Adventure, Atlantis, between the lands of Atlantis and your ass or whatever.
Uh-huh.
We open also with a quote, which is really reminiscent of Tales of an Ancient Empire or Alabar: Tales of an Ancient
A
Empire.
much worse film.
A much worse film that also opened on a quote. The hell hath no fury like a woman's scorn.
Yeah.
Now, why was that at the start of that movie? I don't know. I don't know.
Well, because of this movie, of course.
And this movie opens up with a much better quote.
Yeah. Well, better to some.
Well, yeah. it's I can't really tell if it fits more than that other stupid quote.
It does.
That which does not
we
kill
can
us
talk about that.
makes us stronger. Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah, Kelly Clarkson.
That's right.
Kelly Clarkson. Nietzsche.
Nietzsche. Yeah. Nietzsche was actually citing
exactly,
Kelly Clarkson.
Exactly.
Yeah, perhaps the theme of that which does not kill us makes us stronger will appear in this movie.
Yeah.
Who am I to say?
Who knows? Right.
I don't know. All I know is that we start out in Iceland, land of ice. If you recall, you can remember back to Conan, 2011.
The original Conan.
The original Conan. Setting, opening, kind of similar in this movie. We have young boy Conan, just a wee lad.
Yeah.
And he's talking to his father, who is, I don't know, man. I don't know how to get a read on this guy. I don't know if he's like a good father or not.
Yeah, he seems chill, I guess. We don't really get a lot out of him.
Yeah, we don't get a lot out of him. He's giving us the lay of the mythology in this land. There's some giants. You have gods of fire and wind, okay, and they're like in the sky or something. And you got this guy Crom, who's another god who lives in the earth. And you got these giants, and these giants are just roaming about. They steal the enigma of steel.
Yeah.
What is the enigma of steel?
Oh, just like steel, I think.
It's steel. You know, it's the riddle of steel. It's the enigma of it all. The enigmatic steel is what they steal.
Or an enigma wrapped in a mystery, wrapped in a riddle.
Wrapped in a riddle.
Stuck up your ass. They call it steel.
Yeah, they call it steel. The original sword. So the gods, they're pissed about this. They.
By the way, we have I think 4 bingos on here.
We have 4 bingos. Thank God.
Maybe 3.
Yeah, quick bingo update, everyone.
3 bingos. Yeah.
True to form, we have 3 bingos.
3 bingos.
Bingo bango.
Bingo bango, 3 bingo.
3 bingo.
Gibberish.
I hope everyone's happy that the bingo card was so well designed.
Yeah.
That clearly this movie gets it all. Gets nearly all. I mean, there's an argument to be made that it probably could be every slot.
Yeah.
Surely we could make an argument. But
we're conservative on the bingo.
Yeah, we like to
keep
like
it. Supreme Court.
We don't want too many bingos.
Exactly.
Exactly. We don't want too many laws or whatever. Whatever
the
Supreme Court.
Yeah, they're trying to take away laws, right? That's what they do.
Right. They repeal stuff. All I know is about them repealing stuff.
That's the only thing the Apple News tells me about.
Yeah, that's just my only touchstone.
Yeah.
Speaking of touchstones,
nice,
and steel, steel comes from the ground.
Yep.
Where Crom lives in the earth. The gods, they go whammo on the giants.
Yeah.
But they leave the secret of steel.
Yeah,
behind.
in their rage, they forget to take away the steel.
Yeah.
Also. Yeah.
And that's pretty cool, right? Because the giants are gone, and and it's not to giants or to gods that come upon the steel. It's mere men.
Yeah.
It's mere men. Us men. We inherit the secret of steel.
Yeah, we do.
Men being a gender-neutral term, as
always. As always. That's the policy on the Sorta Sorcery pod. And I don't know, that just establishes so many cool themes there.
Yeah.
Just because it's this great, lofty battle between giants and gods, but then who actually reaps the benefits?
Who wins
from
out?
It? It's the little guy. It's the people
who are
on the ground doing things, and I feel like that just sets up so much stuff about just Conan lore and just the themes of this story generally. There's all this stuff happening up in the sky, but the stuff that actually matters is what is in the immediate vicinity.
Yeah, and it's a world of grit, of stick-to-itness.
Grit and spit and shit.
And spit and sweat of a man's brow.
We love that phrase in this pod.
We do.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because we're not working very hard. We're hardly we're hardly sweating at all. Conan, young Conan, he's been indoctrinated by his father into the cult of Grom, who fights and stuff.
Yeah.
The secret of steel carried with it a mystery. The riddle of steel, the Steely Riddle. My favorite band, Steely Riddle.
Steely Dan. Yeah.
Steely Dan reference. Everyone got it because everyone loves Steely Dan.
I'm trying to think of a single Steely Dan reference for this movie.
Oh no. There are many, I'm sure.
Yeah, right.
There are many.
Hey, 1982 release date for this movie. Yeah. Boosh. Hey, 19.
Boosh. Good Hey 19 reference.
We really can't talk at all. We got to keep moving on.
We've wasted so much time.
We really can't dance together. We really can't talk at all.
We really can't talk at all. There is a village.
Yeah.
Picture this in the snow. Now, is this quiet bucolic village going to remain a happy place to live?
Does it ever?
Or will it be immediately raided?
Yeah. But it's like, it gets straight to the point in a way that the Conan 2011 movie does not,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, there's no, and I mentioned this while you were watching it. I like a lot more a setup for a story where village is going to get raided 10 out of 10 times. We know this. We know this.
Yeah.
But I don't want to know why it's being raided.
Right, it just happens.
I just want it to happen, and then I want to figure out what's going on. You know, what's going on
maybe
here?
You just kind of won't even figure it out by the end.
Yeah, and maybe you're still very confused by
like,
the end.
the world is violent.
Yeah, it's a violent world.
So this is just another instance of violence. You don't really need, like, he's looking for like an ancient mask.
The shard of a mask to resurrect his vampire GF or whatever that. I don't even remember what the mask was about.
Yeah, to resurrect his, like, wizard wife.
His wizard
wife. His wizard wife.
Terrible movie that was. Really bad movie.
Yeah.
But it's okay because we're going to get every staple. I mean, you're going to be thinking, this movie is just like Ator. It's just like Ator. Everything you see, it's just like Ator. Yes and no. Yes, in form, in function, it looks similar. But it is, in fact, the original, and it is, in fact, better than Ator.
In whatever, just describing the plot of this, it will seem like any of the other, like, horrible movies that are based on this. But it is, like, a good movie. Like, the music is amazing.
Movie.
The color, like, and the lighting, it's all just good.
I will say this. There are some scenes that if they didn't have the music behind them, like, they might come off as really corny or they might not work as well.
Well, that's for, like, any movie.
And that's for a lot of movies.
Yeah.
But I mean, the score is just so incredibly strong for this film. Even when it lulls, it floats.
Apparently, like, two things on the score. It was, like, the first time that, like, the technology for, like, MuSync or, like, syncing up the like actions of a scene to, like, the, like, beats of the music was ever used in a film.
You can tell.
And also, like, the score for this has been used in, like, countless other things, like car commercials apparently and stuff like that. Just because it's, like, just so good. I don't know.
No, it is really good, and that would explain why I feel like it fits so well with what you're seeing on screen.
Yeah.
Because sometimes there's a decent score, but it's just like, oh yeah, I bought this. From another movie, and I'm just gonna throw it in my movie. That's not the case for this film.
Everything's so, like, grand and epic. Like, it's awesome.
It's really, really good. It's good, but what's not good is just everyone's dead. Yeah. Fuck, everybody in the village is dead.
Oh, no. And they put up,
they try.
somewhat of a fight.
Conan's dad, he's got this, like, awesome sword that was, like, forged in fire and ice, and it has Nordic runes on it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Remember the power of ice, everyone? You can't make a good sword without ice.
Can't make a good sword without fire and ice. That was the theme of 2011.
I don't even reference it that much because this is not a magic sword. It doesn't really do much.
No,
and
it just has cool runes on it.
It's really not that consequential. You'd think setting up this whole steel-centric story that this sword would be very important. Not really.
And like your father's sword that was, like, stolen by like this, by a guy,
by a guy who rolls up on your village and kills your family.
James Earl Jones.
Dude, okay. Here's my favorite part of the fucking movie. Okay, because you see in the credits in the beginning, James Earl Jones is in this film. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Maybe he's gonna, like, narrate or something.
Yeah, right. I wonder what his role will be. Yeah. And you see by far. Oh wow! Like white person. Everyone's white.
Interesting.
So you have in your mind, everyone's just gonna be white in this movie.
Yeah.
I wonder.
They have this, like, warlord guy who's, like, leading them. He's wearing this helmet.
Wearing this helmet.
This Darth Vader-esque helmet.
Everybody. Well.
He takes off the helmet.
Oh my god.
And who to our eyes doth appear?
The flowing locks. Yeah. They tumble down his delicate shoulders.
Flowing perm of James Earl Jones.
Oh my god.
And he has, like, these big blue eyes. Watch this movie. Yeah, it's good. It's crazy. We can't do it justice, but just
like Greba is such a pale imitation of James Earl Jones' villain.
A pale imitation.
It's a pale imitation. It's a white ass,
the
whitewashed version.
James Earl Jones.
The
white man's Thulsa Doom.
Thulsa Doom. Don't worry about the name. It's just dumb and whatever.
Doom.
Yeah, if I was like a Doom chaining guy, I think I'd prefer to be like a Doctor Doom follower than a Thulsa Doom follower.
And, like, Doctor Doom's guys also chant Doom.
Yeah, they do. I was thinking about that the whole time.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, like his, like, Doom bots and, like Latverian subjects, like, they all chant Doom.
But maybe it's like that's just a cool thing to chant.
It's awesome. No, I mean it's so cool.
Chant,
yeah, it's good.
Doom. It says it all. Doom. It's a name. It's a word. It's a noun.
What more do you need?
And I honestly need nothing more than this costume that James Earl Jones is wearing. It's
yeah.
just so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just the best
God,
wig you've ever
Halloween
seen in a movie. It's the
costume?
best wig.
I mean, that would be
Yo.
amazing. If like I'm Conan, yeah, that'd be good. That would be good.
Oh,
that'd be so
God,
fucking good.
dude.
No
I would
one
have
would
those
get it.
color contacts.
Yeah.
Because the blue,
Yeah,
his
the blue
eyes are so
It's
blue.
integral.
Like
It's
the blue of
integral
blue
to,
eyes. And he has this
Blue and
scene.
blue. He hits the eyes of bad.
He does. Now, you're going to remember Hawk the Slayer. So many times they were like stare
Are you
downs.
gonna remember Hawk the Slayer?
You're not going to remember this.
Yeah.
You probably skipped that episode because you thought, what is this movie?
Yeah.
I've never heard of it before. I won't
What
even
is
listen to the podcast this week.
Uh-huh.
Taking a week off.
Yeah.
Staring down your opponent has never been so sultry, so sexy, so cool as it is in this scene.
Yeah.
When Conan's mom, last of the village, protecting Conan, confronts Thulsa Doom.
Yeah.
Everyone, the goons are all there. You know she's toast.
She's
toast.
gripping the sword. She's ready to have like a last.
She's gonna stand off.
Yeah.
Oh my God! He starts looking at her.
Yeah.
Just looking at her. Ooh, oh.
And it's like at first you're like, oh, that's a weird choice for his acting. You know,
Yeah.
he's kind of looking at her a certain way. I wonder if that's
kind
that's
of funny.
weird.
And, and she's just, she's quavering.
She's entranced.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
She's lowering the sword slowly, lowering the sword.
Yeah.
And you think, oh my God, are they gonna kiss?
Yeah.
They're gonna kiss right now.
And we made the joke like that. It's worse, honestly.
That would be worse.
If
Yeah.
you're a little boy Conan, and like that's worse than just seeing him like whatever murder in front of
Do what happens next, which he's doing this thing where he's looking at her and he starts slowly turning his head.
Yeah, like meekly kind of looking away.
Ooh.
Like, ooh, yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting. You have no idea what's gonna happen.
Uh-huh.
You have no idea. And I said this when we were watching. It's like, this is a guy. You don't know what he's gonna do.
You don't know his next move.
You don't know his next
Yeah.
move. And I certainly didn't see his next move here, which is he turns his head all the way. Right? Oh, what's gonna happen? Shoo!
Yeah.
He comes right back around, chops her head off. Chops her head off. I didn't even see he had a sword drawn.
And the head just like tumbles down
Yeah.
like by Conan.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh, and the sad little boy acting. He was holding his mom's hand. She collapses, right?
Yeah.
He like slowly turns. He's just looking at his hand.
It's honestly
blood on
so
his
good.
hand.
Like it's amazing child acting
It's
too.
good. It's good stuff.
Just a good movie.
Just a good movie.
I couldn't have foreseen it. I could not.
No,
have
I could not have
foreseen
foreseen. I could not have foreseen. And Thulsa Doom, clearly he's foreseen this because just didn't even take a single casualty. But he does take the kids.
it. Yeah, he takes
Steal
the
kids. Steal the kids.
That's what we're all about on the Sorta Sorcery podcast.
Yeah. So all the
Child
kids.
abduction.
This is what I would do the same thing, right? If I
All right.
had raided a village,
Okay.
what comes next I would do. If I had raided a
Yeah.
village, I'd taken all the kids, right? I'm going to take them to a wheel
put 'em on a
in the
wheel.
desert.
And
A
wheel in the desert. And you think like, okay, this is like for irrigation or something. Like it's for water.
Yeah.
They're using the wheel for some specific purpose, and they are. It's just not one you could have
That's
ever.
not what you would ever think.
Yeah.
Because you figure there's like some grand machination, some machine they're like powering.
Yeah.
Because they're pushing. So this wheel, right, is like one of those wheels that used to be on like ships to raise the mast. It's like a bunch of guys. They push a little thing and it goes around.
Yeah.
And,
Like the one that Jack Sparrow fights.
yeah. I could only think
don't
of
even know.
pirate
Yeah.
ways to explain this. Because I don't know what that thing's called. But he's pushing a wheel.
Pushing a wheel.
All right. And we're going to get some time skips here. At first,
The
it's
Wheel
just
of
little
Time,
Conan.
perhaps.
Is this the Wheel of Time?
Is this the Wheel of Time?
I'd
Does
buy it.
Turn and ages come to pass, and ages come to pass.
Dude,
he gets
ages
older.
come to pass. He
He's
gets
an older
older,
age,
and
yeah.
the people around him, the other kids, some of them aren't making it.
Yeah.
All right.
And like there are time skips, we see. Oh, now they're like teens. They're
Yep.
legs are longer, and there's fewer of them.
It's fewer.
Weird.
Yeah.
Interesting. I guess they just couldn't get more actors.
Yeah, at first,
Uh,
Conan, he's pushing one of these rungs alone.
Uh-huh.
Everybody else, they got a couple guys on there.
Yeah.
He's doing it alone.
But
But
bit
then,
by bit.
Oh
yeah.
God, more guys falling like flies. Big Conan, Arnold Conan.
Yeah.
Boom. Okay, we pan back, pull back.
No.
Where
he's
is
the only
everyone?
one. He's the only one on the wheel.
Where is everyone?
Only one alive.
He's
and
the
like,
last one.
What doesn't kill him made him stronger.
That's so true.
Killed all them.
I don't want to get DMCA copyright struck because of how good my singing
I'm
is.
Conan because I'm
Oh.
alone.
And there you go. That's now it's free use because we have
we added the
transformative
word
art.
Conan.
That's how it works.
Free
right?
use, baby. Free use.
Free use. And let's just say they're gonna make free use of Conan now.
Fair use. It was the
Fair use.
Fair use is the phrase.
We're gonna get sued so hard. don't know anything about the law.
Yeah.
Oh God. But yeah, Conan's buff now. He's big and he's buff and he's Arnold. And where are they going to take him now? Now that they've made him so buff? Spent literally years making him as buff as humanly possible. Only so he could go into like a cage, a ring match, and fight a guy with sharp teeth.
Awesome.
Cool. And yeah, he learns the ways of fighting.
At first, he's like, he doesn't know. He's flailing his arms around. He doesn't know.
He's not even trying to fight back. He's just like trying to push the guy off.
The guy's like biting him in the neck, and he's trying to like get him off. But then,
get off me.
bites him again, and he just snaps.
Oh yeah, he
snaps
just absolutely. He goes crazy on him. Some WWE shit, He gets good. He learns very quickly that he is just so much stronger than anyone else he could be fighting. So classic fighting gladiator-esque, montage. He's killing guys. He's getting trained up.
Yeah, and like the narration, it's like this recurring thing of like this wizard guy who in the future is like one of Conan's like guys when Conan's a king.
Yeah, he's telling his lord's tale.
And he's telling his lord's tale, and he's like, oh yeah, this is where Conan learned like, that he's
it was so funny. Yeah, because it starts, awesome. He's like, and he did not care anymore. He didn't care. He just didn't care. No, he killed people. It didn't matter. And he gains a sense of self-worth.
Yeah, he does.
By killing these people.
And I think that's what every young man needs.
Yeah.
Gladiator pits.
Yeah, gladiator pits. And, are we only going to save one man by doing this? Yes, but if it's Conan.
But it's our best man.
Yeah, it's worth.
And this is also, this is a men's advice podcast more than anything.
That's
that's our advice. That's our advice to the young men.
That's right.
Get on a wheel. If you're not on a wheel now,
find a wheel.
If you haven't been on a wheel by the time you're 25, if your 5 closest friends aren't on wheels, and there's only one left by the end, you're cooked. Yeah.
Well, because you could be listening to this podcast while you push the wheel.
Yeah.
All right.
Would you rather get $1 million, get dinner with Jay-Z, or get on a wheel? Pick wisely.
Here's the thing. I'm going to be getting on the wheel, okay, getting my money up while I'm on the wheel, and I'm
investing.
Going to
I'm getting
Skype
stocks. Yeah.
Jay-Z.
Yep. Yeah.
Do it all. Do it all. Never say. Take everything.
Jay-Z's sitting on the wheel like the one kid in that scene. He has like a whip. He's making people go faster. Yeah. That's what I do.
Oh, what a dream! What a dream! Lost in the dream. But some things start happening quickly now. He's taken to the east to be trained in the fighting ways.
Yeah.
As Ator was, all good heroes are, taken to the east. He learns how to fight with like a katana. That's cool.
And the actor who teaches him how to fight in that scene is the guy who actually taught Arnold Schwarzenegger how to fight for like the movie.
Oh, he actually knew how to fight. Oh,
the actor.
I'm glad it wasn't just horrible
that
racial
was his trainer.
Typecasting.
Yeah.
That's cool. He also learns language and writing. Awesome.
Yeah, he does. You see him like reading a scroll. And it's really
funny. Right. His like arcane little dungeon he's in.
Yeah.
I don't know. Other things happen while he's there.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say: the best and worst tendencies of all of these derivatives we have watched come from this movie.
And that's
so like the movies that are super horrible and rapey, they are like kind of getting it from Conan is nowhere as bad as those films.
Yeah.
But you can see what elements they drew on from Conan to decide, I'm going to make my film horrible and rapey.
Right. Yeah. And we get some of that. Like, we don't even need to get into that specifically, but like, when he's sitting in like the tavern and like the guy's talking to him like, Conan, what's like the point of life? Did you write down the quote? I forgot what it was specifically.
Oh yeah, he's like to kill your enemies, see them broken before you, and hear the lamentations of their women or something like that.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, yes, our king, we love you.
And apparently that was based on like a Genghis Khan quote.
Yeah.
Which
seemed familiar.
Yeah. I'm often thinking about that quote.
The Genghis Khan quote. I try to model my life off Genghis Khan.
Yeah. Well, he was a family man, that Genghis Khan.
He was. Yeah. He really was. Much like Conan, who has become family really with his captors. Remember, he's been a slave this whole time.
Yep.
And I guess he's become too powerful or something. I don't even know why he gets set free.
Yeah, but
he gets set free.
Yeah, and the narration is like, people theorize that he became like a caged animal.
Yeah, he's been held too long or something.
Yeah. And I didn't really know what that meant in the context of the scene. But
yeah, there's a Harry and the Hendersons moment with his slave captor. It's like,
get out of here! We don't
you.
want you anymore.
Go
Throws
home.
Rocks at him.
Yeah.
And he lumbers off into the woods.
Yeah. And he runs into some wolves in the woods.
Yeah.
Who chase him into a cave. But in this land, not every cave is an ordinary cave.
No, it is not.
Sometimes you go in a cave and it's actually a crypt. And there was like ancient kings buried down there.
Yeah. And apparently that scene when he's getting chased by dogs, like the dogs themselves, like on set, like were like attacking their trainers and
stuff.
That's
awesome.
So like he's
afraid.
Like,
he's afraid of
his
these dogs.
Yeah. And he like sustained some kind of injury, like a back injury, I think, during it.
Damn.
Just because like he's running from these dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really funny. Well, I love to have high stakes.
Yeah, exactly. It's method acting.
I mean, because in this world, it's always high stakes. You know, danger lurks around every corner.
You stumble into a cave and suddenly.
Yeah, you steal an old man's sword and now you have a sword.
Yeah.
You know, knock the rust off that piece and it's good to go.
Clink.
Ding. Yeah, all he really needed was a sword, I feel, and now he's gonna do whatever he wants in this land, in this world.
And that's the beautiful thing about antiquity. You know? You
just
have to be a big guy with a sword, and you're set.
You're done.
Yeah. Walk into someone's house, take the house, now you have a house.
Well, now you walk out of the cave and you fucking kill those dogs.
Yeah,
you skin them.
There's a shot he's looking at the dogs, and the next shot he has like a wolf pelt.
Right. He's just walking around with the pelts of the wolves. Really cool.
Pretty funny.
Who does he stumble upon first in his solo adventure? But a witch demon lady in her hut. Yurt. Well, it's actually a hut, but it's similar to a yurt.
Nice.
And because he is in like Mongolia, bear in mind.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't know. It's a very like I don't know if that's like true to the short stories. This is like a real location.
But it's cool still. I think it's interesting that they've like picked like a real.
Yeah, well, it seems like they did want to make it more like defined.
Yeah,
and kind of the amorphous.
It's a lot more like Grecian, I guess, in like the short stories. But it's still like it's medieval. Like, it's not really anything specifically. But yeah, this like picked a specific like it's the steppes. It's
yeah, and I don't even really know what the point of this scene is. It's cool. Like he gets seduced by the witch lady.
Yeah.
They start getting it on because she knew he was coming. Some prophecies about a warrior, strong boy coming.
Yeah.
And he's coming. He's coming. They both are really.
Yeah. So the scene in Ator, this is
Yeah, this is a scene in Ator where you are seduced by a beautiful witch who turns out to be an evil demon lady.
Yeah. And unlike Ator, you actually get it on because you're not like a weird incel.
You actually get it on.
Yeah.
You actually get to have sex with this lady. She's talking about Zamora, and there's a crossroads at Zamora. He's talking about a snake head medallion, two snakes, they're kissing, they're making out.
They're both saying insane shit.
Yeah, right. It's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess this is like setting up his next little adventure.
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah,
because like she tells him, or he's asking about like the people who killed, like who sacked his village, and she's like giving him little hints, and she's like, oh, but if you really want to know, you got to get it on.
Yeah, we got to get it on.
And they get it on, and then she like transforms into like a demon lady.
Yeah, and he just tosses that lady into the fire, and
that's
she's done.
More men's advice.
Yeah, right.
If a lady you're with transforms into a demon. And this goes for anybody.
Yeah, really.
Men, again, it's a gender neutral term on this podcast.
It's true. Hey, it's Pride Month, so
it's Pride Month.
No matter who you're with in bed, if they turn into a demon,
ladies, if your GF is transformed,
saying some weird shit to you about Zamora, turns into a demon,
just toss her in the fireplace. Toss her in the raging fireplace in your hut,
and she'll turn into a spirit and run away.
Yeah. And then not come back for the rest of the movie, which is interesting.
She's gone. But you know who's in and will come back many times? Subutai.
Yeah.
New friend.
He's
like a thief, roguish type
he's
character.
A rogue. Yeah.
And cool. I mean, instant friendship between these two guys. And they're going to adventure together. And I guess that's just what they do. They go to like Arabia.
Yeah. They go to a few places.
For like 5 minutes
they
go to Arabia.
Bounce around, yeah.
And then they go to another place. The second place they go to is really the place you want to be at because it's got the opium, it's got the Conan world opium.
Yeah, the Black Lotus.
It's got the Black Lotus.
Yeah,
which is that's great. I mean, the only reason I mentioned that is because there's a funny scene where Conan's high on Black Lotus and he punches a camel and he knocks it out.
Yeah, very funny.
Really funny.
Yeah, everyone's like looking at him like,
it's like what the fuck,
did you just do? Yeah, and one thing I'll say on the note of like racial casting in this movie, it is like refreshing to go from the short stories to this because like it is a pretty like diverse cast. And like in the stories at least, like because you get a lot of like Asian characters in this movie because it's like based in like that geographical region. But like in the stories, like the only Asian characters you get are like in this one place where like everyone's addicted to this like opioid like Black Lotus thing, and like
no.
the narration, because I guess Conan has never seen like an Asian person before. It's like the narration of like what they look like is just kind of insane. This movie's better in that regard. Yeah,
which is good. I think, which is an improvement. Or I guess the later movies were just the opposite of an improvement.
Yeah, and which is, I mean, we're going to talk about that, but it's like it's just so interesting.
Yeah,
yeah.
You've seen it done.
You don't
right,
get more
you
progressive.
Know? Yeah, you think, oh, we can do better. Even no,
let's
probably
do worse.
Not. Let's just do worse.
Yeah,
they get some exposition from a guy there because they're investigating. Conan's trying to figure out. He's got this like snake amulet thing, and he's trying to find the snake guys.
He's sleuthing about,
there's snakes, you say. Oh, there's there's a snake cult in that snake tower.
Yeah, no, well, he says like, well, I don't really know what you're talking about, but unrelated.
Yeah, unrelated. Yeah,
there's a snake cult up there.
And what he says is like, well, 2 or 3 years ago, they were just another snake cult.
Yeah,
it's like, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean we're just another snake
Well,
cult?
yeah, there are a bunch of snake cults in like the Conan universe. Like for like Conan and Call, like they're constantly fighting like snake cults and stuff,
which is really funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they're a little more devious now. They're like killing people.
Yeah.
And they have this leader, Thulsa Doom. We know this guy.
Doom.
I guess technically we don't know who it is yet, but like we know.
We haven't heard his name at this point.
But we know. We smart viewers like us, we connect the dots immediately.
Eagle-eyed viewers.
Yeah.
Ready to swoop down and get a snake.
We don't miss much.
With our eagle eyes.
We don't miss snakes either.
No, we do not.
Why is it always snakes?
Why is it always snakes with like
it's
pulp
snakes
writers?
A lot.
Yeah. It's interesting.
I guess because they're like the epitome of evil.
Yeah, like Satan.
Yeah, Satan worship.
Dude, when are they gonna get over that stigma? They need to rebrand these snakes.
They do.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, because they were just lizards, and then they were cursed by God or something.
Yeah, they lost their legs. Yeah.
So, truly the most accursed of the earth. But we got to get in this tower, man. There's some shit in this tower. We got to get in this tower.
Yep.
So Subutai, my boy, he's snooping around with Conan. Who do they run into but the next member of the party?
Whoa.
Who's that? It's a woman.
Ooh.
Valeria.
And she's cool.
She's
like
cool.
her.
Yeah, she's like another
actually.
roguish type.
Yeah.
She's a thief. If you remember Rune from Ator.
Yeah, imagine Rune but better.
But
the same way that Conan is Ator but better.
Yeah, right. The same way that these are the characters that the later characters were based on. So they will just be the better version of the character.
But you would think that like at least one of them, one of the like the adaptations or like different versions would be better, but they're just not.
No, they're not.
Anymore.
And here's what I'll say: this is the best. Well, yeah, out of the really pulpy Conan ripoff movies, this is the best written woman that we've seen by far.
Far and above, easily.
Not perfect still.
She doesn't have like any other female characters to like talk to and like bounce off of. Which,
I mean,
is a problem.
She couldn't pass the Bechdel test because there are no other women in the film.
They don't exist.
But even then, it's really all about Conan for her.
Yeah, well.
But of course, who can blame her?
Well, but then again, like it is and it isn't. Like Conan is kind of a means to an end for her, like because she has like emotional needs outside of Conan. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, yeah, it is still like the only means by which she could accomplish her emotional needs is Conan. Yeah.
But he's so buff, man. He's just so buff.
Yeah.
So how he climbs up the tower in the next scene, I don't even know. The rope would snap, I think.
Yeah, well, we don't have ropes big enough.
we just don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, she also wants in the tower to steal some stuff because she likes jewels. So they're gonna heist into this piece, and they do pretty effectively. They make it look easy, honestly.
Yeah.
Now, of course, is there a giant snake guarding the snake gym in the snake tower? Yes.
Of course.
Yes, there is. There's
no
like weird
self-respecting snake cult wouldn't have that.
I mean, if you remember, what other movie had a giant snake? Some other terrible movie.
H.R. 2.
H.R. 2?
Yeah.
Was that H.R. 2?
There's like a weird detour.
Yeah, okay.
Like after, because
I couldn't even remember what movie that was.
It doesn't make any sense.
Because it was so unrelated to the like main thread.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. They get taken into the snake cult by this like unrelated guy.
Yeah, yet another snake cult that is like throwing themselves into a pit to be fed to snakes.
Yeah.
So, some things happen. Conan, he kills the snake, steals the jewel.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Easy.
I don't know what Valeria's doing. She like disguises herself as a cultist to do something. I guess she's just collecting intel at this point.
Yeah, she's collecting intel. And when Conan is like taking on the snake, like off screen, like we see Zubutai like fire some arrows, and apparently the person who was shooting the arrows was the guy who like rewrote the movie. Like
interesting.
Yeah, like something.
So it wasn't the actor
Milius.
shooting the arrows.
No, it was because it was off screen. You don't see him.
Yeah.
And like they just found out that this guy's like the best
archer on set.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really funny.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, Subutai has like a bow. He's a bow type character.
Yeah. John Milius was the one firing the bow.
Good for him.
Yeah.
He did a good job. Yeah, I mean, the snake, was it very lively? No, it was not.
Yeah.
Conan is just like wrestling with it for most of the fight. But yeah, thank God we killed that disgusting thing.
Yeah.
Now we have the stone. What does the stone do? It's worth money.
It's
I know
worth
that.
a lot.
It's worth money.
Yeah.
Because after they make their heist out of there, they just start going crazy. They're spending the money. They're strung out on Black Lotus.
Really funny. Yeah, just immediately.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, the narrator's like, but wealth has its price. And then, we just see them. They're ruined.
Yeah. Conan is a funny thing of like collapsing into a bowl of soup, which is always a good bit for like someone who's supposed to be funnily strung out. There are some guys that come.
Yeah, guards busting.
To cost them some guards. You think, is the jig up? Not necessarily.
No.
These are men of Osric the Usurper, who he's like a northern king guy. Yeah, he rules this town.
From the same region as Conan, but
they bond.
Yeah, he's a king of this place now.
And yeah, he's got a problem with this snake cult. This fucking snake cult, man.
Yeah,
everybody's hopping on the train, and his daughter as well.
Yeah.
She's left.
Yeah, she's on the snake train.
She's on the snake train.
All aboard.
All aboard snake train. Yeah. I hope that translates well into an audio format.
Yeah. We did the conductor.
Choo-choo.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to get my daughter back, man.
Yeah.
Because these guys, they stuck it to the snake cult once. They could do it again.
You can do it again.
And Thulsa Doom is honestly like a national security threat for this guy.
Honestly. Yeah, because like people are like children are killing their parents are killing their children.
It's insane.
He's destroying society.
The influence of Thulsa Doom is really pervasive. So, there's some back and forth. Will they go get the daughter? Will they not?
Yeah.
Valeria and Conan, they're in love.
And yeah, there was a love scene. It was actually very tasteful.
It was a very passionate, tasteful love-making scene.
And I'll say this. That was funny. I'll say this. Like when we were watching the movie, we were like, we were so jaded by these other movies. We're like, it's funny. She's just gonna like steal all the stuff the next morning.
Yeah, that's what she's about.
Yeah, it's like she likes money and stuff. But no, I mean they stay together and they have like a genuinely like emotionally supportive relationship, and it's nice.
It's nice, yeah.
And then like they're having this like just kind of very real conversation. She's like, I've never like had anything. This is the most I've ever had in my entire life. Mm-hmm. I feel like if we just I don't need more. We could just get out now.
Yeah, we just take the money and run because the king gave him some good money.
Yeah, and he's like, look, you're gonna get more if you do this quest. You save my daughter from Thulsa Doom in his temple. And she's like, we could just go.
We could just enjoy our lives together.
Yeah, and we know he's just not.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because during the conversation when she's like being really vulnerable and talking honestly about the future, he's like staring off. He's thinking about like his snake amulet and like his dead family.
And they embrace, and then like she's looking the other way, and he's just
he's staring at the amulet.
Yeah,
we know what he's gonna do. Kind of a dick move. He leaves in the morning after he's gone.
Like right after she. Yeah,
right after she's like, everyone's always left me. I've never had any friends or anyone near me.
Yeah, well.
I mean, come on, guy.
Yeah.
Come on.
Bad timing.
I wouldn't have done all that.
Bad timing.
I would have gotten my friends in on this quest.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't even try to ask her to go with him.
Min's advice: after you get off the wheel, you get buff, and you want to raid a temple. Bring your friends. Bring your 5 closest friends.
Yeah.
And
ideally, they're also really buff.
Because if you're buff, then your 5 closest friends must also be buff.
Mm-hmm.
If your 5 closest friends are buff, then you're buff. That's how it works.
You only need a couple of guys to take on a snake temple, I think.
And your GF.
Yeah. It's hard to do it alone, though. But this is where we meet the wizard narrator as Conan is journeying towards the temple of Thulsa Doom. He talks to his buddy, the wizard.
Yeah.
Who...
Uncle Iroh.
Yeah, his Uncle Iroh.
Yeah.
I don't really know what else there is to say about him.
Awesome
he doesn't really
voice.
do much at this point in the story.
Yeah, he's just kind of the narrator.
We'll be back for this guy. Conan, he's going to go in incognito.
Yeah.
And I mean, this whole sequence, I don't even know what he's trying to accomplish here. He has a very ineffective attempt to like infiltrate the temple.
He doesn't bring his sword or like anything.
Yeah, because he's like going in undercover with like flowers as a weird cultist.
Yeah. And they spot him.
Yeah. Because I don't know. He like goes to impersonate a high-ranking official.
Yeah, and they're like, "That you're not him." And they spot him and they like kick the shit out of him.
Yeah, they beat the fuck out of him
and like bring him to this like temple, like kind of air, like
they have like a courtyard in the middle
of pavilion.
This, where they're just torturing the fuck out of him.
Yeah, because usually in these movies, like a torture scene will be conducted in like a grimy dungeon, underground. But no, I mean this is like it's open concept. You can see the sky.
You can see the sky.
A nice area. Limestone. I think.
Don't know what he was trying to do.
No, I don't get it.
I don't know what he was trying to do here.
Yeah.
I mean, of course it backfires, and he sees Thulsa Doom.
Maybe it was recon, like he was trying to see.
Yeah, right. Trying to get an eye on Thulsa's, flowing locks.
Yeah.
And he does. I mean, James Earl Jones is coming out and spitting some exposition at him, and he's like, "Oh, why'd you kill my pet, buddy?" He's like, "Well, you killed my family."
Yeah.
You dumb bitch.
And he's like, "Oh, I must have done that when I was younger."
Yeah, the quote was so funny. It must have been me when I was younger.
He's so casual.
You asshole. You dumb asshole.
He doesn't even. He's like, "Oh yeah, well."
Because he doesn't even care about like the riddle of steel anymore, the secret of steel.
Yeah, he's figured it out.
He's like, "Oh yeah, you want to know the answer to the riddle? I figured it out, buddy."
Yeah. And flesh is stronger than steel.
That is the answer to the riddle, I guess.
Yeah, because like the way he shows that, it's like there's these like women up on like a cliff, like overlooking the pavilion. He points at one. He's like, "Oh,
come to me, my daughter.
Come to us." She jumps down. He's like, "That is real power."
I guess like influence. I don't know.
Yeah, influence is stronger than
power
steel.
To command people.
Which like. Yeah, I guess, but it's not really a satisfying answer to the riddle.
I don't know.
It makes more sense in the context of like what will later happen with Conan. Like he's going to become like a king and stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess like, he's right. Thulsa Doom's correct.
No, he is right. Yeah. I mean, I guess Conan figures it out because he's given time to contemplate this on the Tree of Woe.
Yeah.
Where he is crucified.
Yeah. It's so funny to have a measured conversation with someone. You're talking about riddles and stuff. So I just throw this guy on the Tree of Woe.
Yeah. Yeah. He literally says to his like goons, let him contemplate this on the Tree of Woe, crucify him.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
So in the Sword and the Sorcerer, when Homeboy gets crucified, that's this.
That's what it is.
That's what this is.
And he's up there. He's just on the Tree of Woe. He's slowly dying.
Yeah, getting picked up by birds.
Yeah. Fighting for his life until who doth appear?
Yeah.
Zubutai. Dun, 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 dun. He's running over the hillside.
Yeah, and like there's a moment where like he's over the hillside.
He crests a hill.
Conan
he goes
starts,
into
like,
a lull.
laughing maniacally.
Yeah.
And then you see it again. He's gone. You're like, oh, is he hallucinating? And then he comes back over the hill.
And you're like, okay, that's legit. He's real. He's here in the flesh. So he takes him back to the wizard.
Yeah. And
the wizard's gonna have to do some wizardy magic to resurrect Conan. So Valeria's there. Subutai's there. Conan is there. He's covered in like markings. And he's wrapped up. And some demons will come at night and try to steal his soul or whatever. And if they fight off the demons, then he'll live.
Yeah.
And they fight off those demons. It's cool. It's like a red scene.
Yeah, it's
the
pretty
demons
sick.
Are like, woo.
Yeah, they're like animated. Yeah. And like they look like they're in the scene, but also like not.
Yeah, but they
in the
look.
Scene,
Yeah,
so
they
it's
look
so perfect.
like they're like otherworldly or like from another dimension. Really cool scene. So Conan's back. He's back in action, baby. And it's time to enter the final act. I guess this is the final act.
Yeah.
A lot of things happen in this movie. This is a jam-packed movie.
Yeah.
So I mean now Valeria, she's in on this revenge quest. Okay, nobody kills my man almost and gets away with it. They're putting on the war paint, baby.
Yeah.
They're putting on the black and white war paint.
So sick.
They're gonna sneak in through the back caves and they're gonna do a secret agent mission to hopefully kill Thulsa Doom and save the princess.
And do you think it's gonna be a lot harder? They just kind of like.
Yeah, they just kind of walk in,
but they're like low to the ground, but they just kind of get in there.
Yeah, and what I have next here is that they break in and ruin the orgy.
Yeah.
Because there's a really cool snake orgy happening.
Well, cool.
Everyone there
are they
seems
into it? They seem into it. Yeah, because they're not like. We don't see that they are like.
Well, here's the
drugged
thing.
out
Yeah,
or
you
whatever.
have to imagine that these are high-ranking cult members. All right, they've earned this place here in the orgy of Thulsa Doom.
Who else is high-ranking and bought in?
Well,
yeah.
I do want to mention this because when Thulsa Doom transforms into a snake, which is the thing he does.
Yeah.
It is literally exactly the same. It's like the Animorphs cover.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Where it's like your face like elongates and
gets,
slowly turns into the animal. I don't know how they did this the scene, but it looks really funny.
Yeah.
So I guess Thulsa Doom's just a snake.
He's just a snake. And the like king's daughter that they're going on this whole quest for, she's watching all this and she's like, fuck yeah, I like this.
Because she's like right up by Thulsa Doom.
Yeah,
she's
like the
super
second command. Yeah, she's in.
We're not going to save this woman.
No, we're not going to like de-snakeify her. Definitely.
Yeah, she's going to have to come to this conclusion on her own.
Yeah.
And perhaps she will.
Perhaps.
But yeah, we're going to kill everybody here, basically.
Yeah.
Just kill them.
Well, all the men, yeah. Like, they just
We're
kind
going
of
to kill
like,
the men. Yeah.
Going. Which, like, it's funny.
Yeah, it is funny. They're like selectively killing people on the orgy. Like, I guess the goons who are trying to fight back are the ones who die.
The men weren't even fighting back.
Yeah, some of the men were not fighting back.
Yeah.
The people who do fight back are the head goons who bust in. And there's a cool fight scene between Conan and some of the king ghouls. Or goons, should I say.
It's the ring race.
Ghouls, let me just say this. Apparently Thulsa Doom has demon powers. We never see it.
We don't see it.
Head nor tail of these demon powers.
We see demons, but they're not related to Thulsa Doom, it seems.
Yeah.
Unless they were. I don't know.
Unless
maybe
they were.
Yeah.
Unless they're like his minions.
Yeah.
But it's funny because, they grab the princess. Well, they knock her out and drag her out, basically.
Because they had to. Because she
doesn't want to leave.
Willingly.
Doesn't want to leave. And they're booking it out of there. Looks like they're going to escape. Thulsa Doom, he cannot let this shit slide. He can't let this shit slide.
Fly, my boy.
Fly, yes. I'll show you. Okay, let me read the line. I wrote it down. So he has just the most maniacal line when he realizes that the princess has been taken and his place has been ransacked. He comes out, and he's got his head goons with him, and he goes, "Now they will know why they're afraid of the dark. Now they will know why they fear the night." Jesus Christ.
I mean, insane.
Why they fear the night?
It gives
oh
you
my
chills.
God.
Although
he does do something very cartoony next, which is...
which undercuts it very quickly. Because I immediately forgot the cool line he said after he does
this shit.
Yeah,
he's got a bow, okay? And he has a snake, like a corn snake or something.
Well, yeah, he gets the snake first. Like, he's holding the snake. And he's like, he tells the snake, like, seek. Like, fly, go get after them. And you're like, oh, I guess he's gonna like put the snake on the ground, and then like whatever, slither out.
Slither away.
But then the snake like
straightens out.
Straight as an arrow. Yeah. He like, oh, that's weird. I guess he's gonna like throw it like a spear. That's kind of cartoony.
My bow.
Yeah, exactly. Gets his bow.
Yeah. Shoots the snake.
Back, shoots the snake.
And who does the snake seek and find but Valeria?
Yeah.
So
So we had a cool female character.
So yeah. And
the whole time, whatever, like during the escape scene, there was a part where like she was alone and like fighting guys, and like I kind of tensed up. I'm like, oh wait, is like the scene of like Rune dying in Ator like
is that an homage?
Is that an homage to this? And she gets out of the cave, and I'm like, okay, fuck yeah, we have a
she's good
cool female character.
There's no way
she'll
like
be
die.
Cool and like continue her arc throughout the movie, not just die for the character motivation of a man.
Yeah, we didn't even need her to die though.
No, we did not.
He already killed Conan's
He already
family.
wanted to kill Thulsa Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but she does in fact die.
And it's like it's different because when this happens in the last movie in Hawk the Slayer, I'm mad at like the writers because it's like, oh, you just didn't want to make this a character. This is stupid.
Yeah.
But this is like she was like a fully realized character.
Yeah, I know.
And it's like, but now she's just dead.
Now she's dead. This is one of those scenes where I feel like this would be like funnier if the score wasn't there.
Yeah.
So one of her last lines is, "Let me breathe my last breath into your mouth." Which just reading it in isolation, it's like.
But look, in the scene itself, it's like a nice thing. Yeah. Because it's like keep me warm.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, like cause like their whole thing.
Yeah.
They're these two like barbarians, like they live this life of passion, but like now is like death is coming, like the passion's slipping out.
Yeah, she's getting cold, growing cold.
And she wants like her last moments to be spent in like that same passion that she lived her life in. And it's like I don't know, it's beautiful.
It's nice. I still wish she had lived to see the end of this film. She almost did.
Yeah, maybe she lives on in a different form.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he takes her up to the Warrior Hill.
Yeah.
Where fallen giants and kings and stuff have died.
Awesome.
And fire's not supposed to burn there.
No.
But let's just say it does. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Cool warrior pyre going.
Yeah. Awesome.
And Conan, if he wasn't mad before, He's mad now. He's mad now.
Which is just such a great, like anytime like a female character dies in anything, like, it's like, yeah, if he wasn't mad before, now he's pissed. So yeah, I guess that was what her character was for.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. So yeah, we're setting up now for the final fight.
Yeah.
They're building barricades and different things, pikes in the ground, and they're armored up. You know, the wizard brings them some weapons and armor.
Yeah, and like he has armor now too.
Yeah, he's also tucked out. So we got the wizard, we got Subutai, we got Conan, and we're gonna make a last stand.
Yeah.
Next day, here comes Thulsa Doom. He's riding out, and Conan says a final prayer to
Yeah.
Grom.
Grom,
who he sort of believes in. I don't know.
Yeah, like belief is interesting for like the Sumerians. Like they don't really like pray or anything. Like usually, that's what he says. Like, yeah, I don't usually pray to you.
Yeah. My tongue is not one for prayer or something like that.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, you know, I do. The specific prayer is like, you know, even you won't remember.
Yeah,
like,
it's
whether,
so
like,
good.
Who was
I
good.
did write down part of it. Yeah, because it's like we're getting these shots right. We're cutting back between Conan and these guys who are riding in. Like,
yeah, it's so
Doom
sick.
and all his
it's
goons.
like silent shots of the men riding in, like the music like blaring. It's awesome.
He's like, they will not remember if we were good or bad men, who we were, or why we fought. All that matters is that two stood against many.
Yeah, sick.
Awesome.
Sick as hell.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, brother, I will remember this.
Yeah.
To Valhalla! And, yeah, it's a pretty good fight.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, I could describe the finer notes to you of how Conan just whacks on these guys.
Yeah, just a lot of whacking.
It's a lot of whacking, a lot of stabbing, a lot of poking.
But it's not whack at all. It's pretty cool.
No, it's not whack.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only funny thing in this scene is that he sets up like a Rube Goldberg machine to kill one of the goons.
Yeah. Well, because you forget, you know, he's learning.
He's learned.
Exactly. And engineering and
the ways of the world.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, he dispatches the two head goons.
Yeah.
So it's just Thulsa Doom now. And oh shit, am I losing? Question mark.
And like, what happens? Like, she's like the princess lady.
Yeah.
She's strung up because like she was supposed to like lure Thulsa Doom out.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, she's strung up by like Conan and them. And like she's like, oh, save me, Thulsa Doom. Like, don't ride away. And he turns around.
You see him pull out a snake bow.
Yeah. And the second the snake like straightens, she's like, "Oh fuck, he's gonna do the bow thing."
No! I don't want to die.
Don't kill me! Don't kill me!
Don't kill me!
Such a funny switch up.
Yeah, and she's saved by Subutai. He blocks the snake arrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, immediately she snaps out of it. And he tries to kill her.
Which is like, she's seen so many people die. This is a death cult.
Yeah, this is a death cult.
This is a death cult.
I thought she was ready to die for him.
But it's like, I guess she was just into like other people dying.
Yeah, she didn't want to die herself.
Which is just
or maybe
really
just
funny.
facing the reality of it was too much.
Yeah, and she's out of it.
Yeah, she snaps out of it.
Yeah.
But Thulsa Doom has failed, you know, in a big way. And he's got to flee the scene, which he does. And what do you do after nearly being defeated by Conan? You know Conan's on the loose.
You got to rally. Yeah.
We got to expedite the Day of Doom, guys. The Day of Doom has to be today. It has to be now.
Yeah. If not now, then when?
If not now, then when? So he's called all of his cultists together,
Yeah.
thousands of them. He's standing at the top of his temple, and he's lecturing to them about how today is the Day of Doom.
Yeah.
I guess they're all going to like, it's going to be, you know, one of those things where they all drink the Kool-Aid. I don't know.
I think that's what it is.
But yeah, they're gathered, and who sneaks up? You got to block off this cave entrance, man.
Yeah, like you have so many guys down there. Put a few of the guys up.
Yeah.
Like as human shields around you.
Because Conan just easily makes it all the way to the top.
Yeah.
He sneaks in, and he confronts Thulsa Doom.
Yeah.
His final moments. Thulsa Doom, very creative what he tries to do. You couldn't kill me. I'm like your father. I am your father. I made you, boy.
I am your father.
Son,
Yeah.
come to me. Take my hand.
Yeah.
I mean, wild
But it's
play.
like, you gotta
wild
try.
Play.
You gotta try. That's one of the running themes of these movies. Like, if you know that this guy, this like crazed man has a sword,
Yeah.
he's gonna run up on you and kill you.
Yeah.
You have to try something. And you know, sometimes it's you.
Yeah, he's
find
going for the
creative
I
ways.
made you because like I killed all your family and I gave you this revenge
Yeah,
quest.
the passion. Yeah, and like I think that's like kind of the Nietzschean like theme of like, I put you through this adversity. I was your adversary. You put you
I
through
was your
adversity.
adversary.
And you know, I made you into this like strong man that you are.
Yeah.
I created you.
I created. So I'm like your dad.
I'm like your
You
dad.
wouldn't kill your dad, would you? Ching answers that question by starting to chop at the neck, and then chop, chop, chop. The head's off.
Yeah.
The head has come off, people.
Yeah.
Grabs the head. Holds it up in front. The Colt's...
Insane.
Dude, if I'm a cult member, oh my God. This is so bad.
Yeah.
This is not good.
Yeah.
My leader.
I was
my
into
immortal
Doom, but not
demigod
this kind.
guy.
This is like a Doom that I was not foreseeing.
I'm not into this kind of Doom. I'm not
Yeah.
into Doom's Doom.
Yeah. Doom's demise.
Yeah. He throws the head. Throws it down the steps.
Yeah.
Okay, well, fun's over now.
Yeah, they all like toss their like cult torches into into a pool of water.
Immediately, there's like a
Just
moment of
slink off.
silence, and then it's like, okay, the cult's
Yeah,
done.
it's
We're all
over.
gonna quit the cult.
Guys, today's the day the music died.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to my 9 to 5.
Gonna go back to my tech analyst.
Yeah, or you go
job.
back to your family. You were fully ready to engage in the day of doom.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, honey.
Oh, set the table for me, darling.
Yes. Oh, me. I was at the tavern with the boys.
It's funny to imagine there was a guy who like joined that day.
Yeah, right.
Like, to everyone else in his life, he was just kind of like gone for like a few hours, you know. But to him, he was fully mentally geared up.
I mean, I'm glad we saved these cult members, so
Yeah.
they can become contributing members of society now.
Yeah.
But yeah, Conan, he throws a sconce back, burns down the whole temple.
Yeah.
Ends on that shot of him burning the temple.
Awesome.
And then, we get an ending crawl.
Yeah, which is interesting.
Which we don't always get.
You don't really get that.
We get a
lot.
shot of Conan, King Conan,
Yeah.
on the throne.
With a cool beard.
And, it tells us this was just one of many adventures on the
Yeah.
path to becoming King Conan. Wait for that movie.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Keep waiting. Keep waiting, baby.
Keep waiting, baby. It's going to happen.
Uh-huh.
And I hope you all enjoyed. I mean, dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was Conan.
Conan.
1982.
Good movie.
It was a good movie.
Good movie.
It was surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Gearing up to this movie, we were like very
Dreading.
afraid
Yeah.
this movie would suck.
Or even just like kind of be like underwhelming.
Yeah, just be middling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we were afraid that it was gonna be like just the same or worse than like the movies that were based off of
Mhm.
it, which is such an insane thing to think now that I
Looking back
really
on
actually,
it, yeah.
because this is like a movie. It's like this is an
Yeah, it's a
actual
movie.
like movie that was produced well. Like, I don't know. Like yeah.
Well, I mean, we've talked about this a lot, how these later movies are like facsimiles of facsimiles.
Yeah.
This movie is at least based on Conan,
Yeah.
the source material. The other movies are based on the Conan movie.
And even then, like it has a theme. Like it has
Uh-huh.
a point to it that like even really like I mean Nietzschean themes weren't necessarily in the text itself.
Yeah.
It's something that was added by the writers of this movie to express something like whatever. Say what you want about Nietzsche. I don't really whatever. But like it has a theme in a way that like these other movies do not have. at
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
Well, and I don't know. I think it just makes it's like the only good use of the setting that I've seen. Because in these other movies, it's like, oh well, maybe these people are just like underdeveloped or something, or it's like this world just sucks.
Yeah.
And it's sad to live there. But here it's like, yeah, no, it's like it's just a violent place, right? There's all these like grudges that are built up, and the weak die, and only the strong survive,
Yeah.
and you're like molded by this harsh environment you live in,
Right.
and you see that happen in the movie. It's not just like, oh well, things kind of are crappy here. It's a crappy place.
And yeah, like I think that is the interesting thing about the idea of like the riddle of steel, like you think the world's just run by like the sword and run by like these elements of like obvious brutal power, but it's actually like the things behind that like are like operating like the flesh that wields the sword.
Yes,
So, yeah,
which also, very like Nietzschean idea of, the kind of like pharisaical turn in morality where it's like we're going to manipulate people's hatred and their emotions and that's real power, right? It's not about the strength of a man's arm. It's about this kind of influence you wield over even like weaker people, right? Because these cultists are like, they're not really doing anything scary.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're willing to like give their lives for this guy is what's terrifying about him, his power.
Yeah.
So it says things which you don't always get in movies like this.
No, almost never get that, which is interesting.
Yeah. Because I guess if you're really just trying to copy the aesthetic and not the themes, or like if you're not understanding the movie as an expression of thematic ideas.
Yeah, it's just kind of like
that's just like, oh yeah, like pulp, right? You got strong men, sexy women, nobody's wearing clothes, swords, violence,
That's what
weird
people liked,
religions.
right? Yeah.
It's like that's sure. If I just include all that in the soup, then I'll have a good movie.
Yeah. And funnily enough, it's not always.
It's not like
doesn't
that.
always work that way.
It's not always like that.
Yeah, and like I don't know. I think it's just so interesting that so many movies are based off of this.
Yeah, so many.
And none of them are as good.
Spawned a whole genre.
None of them are as good.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, some are like different.
Yeah, like they're like funny in a different way.
Yeah, like Beastmaster 2, Through the Portal of Time.
Yeah, that's
like that
different.
has its own kind of like charm.
Even then, I was looking into Arnold's career, and like one of the first movies he does is a movie about like Hercules being sent to New York, which is very analogous to Beastmaster 2.
Yeah.
So,
say what you will
about
that.
Yeah.
Everything's inspired. Come
on. Well, some of these movies seem remarkably uninspired.
Yeah, they do.
Clearly
They've taken the wrong
something.
notes from this movie. But it's interesting to see this because you immediately understand where everyone else went awry.
Yeah.
You understand how they misunderstood what this movie is and what it was trying to do to create this entire genre with these like horrible stereotypes about how incredibly hyper masculine and like sexist and hyper violent it is. It's like like I see how we got there. So clear to me now.
Yeah, because like the point of this movie is not how sick it would be to like live in the Conan world.
Be so fucking sick, nasty, just killing people. And,
yeah. In a way that the power fantasies of the later movies seem to be misunderstanding this a little bit.
But it's easier. It is easier to make a movie like that than to think about
That's
how
true.
you can use these elements towards some other end, towards the expression of some idea.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Every part of this I liked. It was just
I thought it was good.
Movie, yeah.
Definitely one of the best Conan type films we've seen so far.
Yeah, well,
I mean, comparing it to Conan 2011.
Oh my
it's
fucking
just like,
god,
Jesus!
It just makes me sad that they because it's so similar in so many ways.
Yeah,
but just every decision that they made to like diverge or even stay on the path of this movie is worse.
Can you believe one of their innovations was like, oh well, let's make Thulsa Doom's like woman companion. Yeah, let's make him be his daughter, and let's have them fuck.
Yeah. What are we doing here? What are we doing? And like beyond that, like let's give him like a weird magic artifact, like a thing that he's looking for.
Mask.
It doesn't need to be that.
You don't need that.
Oh my god! And Kalar Zim just has like no vibes. Thulsa Doom,
dude,
he's like only vibes. Exclusive. Like our summary could not even bring to like it couldn't even describe the screen presence that James Earl Jones has in this movie.
I don't know. We do this every time. I explicitly remember us doing this with Greba, where we're like, "Oh, you gotta watch. You gotta see this guy.
Well, you gotta see Greba.
You gotta see this
you
guy.
gotta see Greba.
And you do.
Yeah.
And you do. We weren't wrong to say that, but it is just apt that once again, we are putting it out there that you just gotta see, James Earl Jones as Thulsa Doom.
He's so good.
He's really good.
You don't gotta see whatever Thulsa, whatever the fuck.
Kalar
Zim. You don't gotta see Kalar Zim.
Thulsa Zim.
Yeah, Thulsa Zim. Which is so funny that their names are so similar.
Yeah, I don't know. Evil names, right?
Evil names.
Bad guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. This was honestly making me hot on Conan.
Yeah.
Because I was drifting. It's like maybe this really
maybe
just
there's
a
nothing
hackneyed
there.
fucking.
Yeah. And yeah, I what I like about this movie is that there are a lot of elements from the short stories. Like the tower thing is pretty much taken from like a story where like whatever Conan's in this like tavern, someone tells him, oh, you can't break into that tower, and then he does it.
You could never.
I believe that's the Black Elephant or like the Tower of the Elephant, but I'm not sure. But like it has all these inspirations, but like it is its own thing. Like it's its own story with its own like heart, and it's just so I don't know. I like it, but it still gets like the vibe of Conan. So effectively.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah.
Which is funny to say. When like I mean the whole origin of Conan in this movie is like pretty much like a it's really not like Conan at all. Like it's mostly Kull actually. Like the other
like
Robert E. Howard character.
Family is like raided down.
Yeah, his family is attacked. Like because Conan he just kind of leaves Samaria just to go on adventures and stuff. Whereas in this like it's like a whole
and that's
origin.
So incredible because this spawned that whole trope, and now like every single one of these copycats, like we're doing it. We're doing
the Conan
village
thing.
getting raided. Some family member's gonna die.
But really, it's the Kull thing.
They were doing the Cole thing.
Because I guess it's not as strong of a narrative thrust to just like be, oh, I just want to leave.
I guess.
Yeah, which is interesting.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah, right.
Well, that would have made this movie in particular. They could have done it, right? Because they were already planning, I guess, on killing the love interest.
Yeah.
So then it's like, well, maybe he lacks. Maybe he just wants to steal or something. He doesn't really care.
Right.
But then he cares after Valeria dies. So they could have done that too. I mean.
Yeah, interesting. They really could have done that, but they didn't.
But they didn't.
And like whatever, that's not like
yeah,
a
but
problem,
I'm not. I would complain if the like beginning sequence took up 45 minutes, like it does in Conan 2011.
Yeah, but it's so quick.
Yeah, it's so quick. I don't even care. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, all right.
Sure.
I guess they're dead.
I guess they're dead.
Yeah.
I guess they're dead.
Yeah, it's interesting. And there is a Cull movie.
Oh, there's a Cull movie.
There's a Cull.
Now,
movie.
aren't there multiple Cull movies?
Are there?
Because I think there are. There's an old Cull. There's an 80s Cull. I'm very confident.
Yeah.
And there's another Cull.
Oh, I'm saying 1997 Cull. Oh,
because
and this is the Cull you want.
Yeah. Is that the Cull with our man?
It's our man.
With our boy?
It's the Sorb. It's the Sorb orb.
The Sorbinator.
The Sorbinator. Yeah.
I mean, something about it only feels right.
It's gonna feel right.
It's gonna feel. it's gonna feel really good.
I'm seeing only one Cull movie.
I thought on Amazon Prime I'd seen another one.
Really?
I'll look into it.
Okay, yeah.
I'll look into it. Maybe it's one of the more obscure ones that's like going to be even worse than the 1997 Call to Conquer.
Yeah. Oh god. And if we do find it, we will be talking about that instead. Just saying,
Yeah.
Just so you know.
But
Maybe not, actually. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh god, I love Kevin Sorbo. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
He is my man.
He's my man, and I love him.
He's my man. I don't, do I like him in a way that some of the other Kevin Sorbo fans like him? Probably not. Probably my love is a little less genuine than theirs.
Yeah, less religious.
Yeah, less religious. He is my religion. Because the presence he brings to every film is just undeniably Kevin Sorbo.
Yeah, it's unmistakably Kevin Sorbo.
It could not be other than Kevin Sorbo.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I hope you had fun for the one time we had fun on this podcast.
I did a recommendation on the Troy episode, so I'm going to do a recommendation on this one. There's a bunch of like Conan comics from like the 90s, I think, from Marvel, and they're all really good. I'd recommend checking out those. There's this year, there's a new Conan comic, Savage Sword of Conan, which looks pretty good.
Could be good.
Could be good. And maybe whatever, we'll talk about that at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Guys, I'd like to issue a retraction. I'm pretty sure I was thinking of Krull.
What's Krull?
Which is how to describe what I'm seeing here. I mean
yeah, give us a description.
Because there are elements of it that seem sword and sorcery, but it's also sci-fi. A prince and a fellowship of companions set out to rescue his bride from a fortress of alien invaders who've arrived on their home planet, Krull.
All right.
So yeah, that's Krull.
Yeah.
I don't know about Krull.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But we know about Cull.
We know about Cull.
Yeah.
Cull the Conqueror.
Watch
it on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. Watch it somewhere.
If that's what you want. If you want to watch ads.
It's got to be on YouTube somewhere.
No, surely it's,
you'll find it.
I would hate to call attention to the YouTube movies that have been so good to us.
True. We don't want to get those taken
flying
down.
on the radar.
Too much influence.
A good fantasy movie.
Let's pull back.
No more.
Pull back.
No more. There's some things that are just for us, okay?
Yeah, sacred.
Some things that are just for us.
Yeah, we're not going to put you onto that.
Next week we're going to be here just for you, as always. Watching Call the Conquer, 1997. Kevin Sorbo.
Sorb
out.
All right, guys. Sorb out. I peeked to the mic so hard on that.